guys, what's up? Welcome to Atiski Tutorials, and this is video blog, I don't know, 5, 6, who cares? Alright, so today I actually want to talk about the difference between an actual video game and just simply a product that's put on the shelves just to make money. Crap, these lights are so hot. I'm gonna be naked by the end of this video. So I really think that video games nowadays are starting to get to the point where music was quite a few years ago, when artists started selling out and people didn't like that and everyone went for like the indie artists who just did their own thing and they didn't do what the corporations wanted them to. I feel like video games are really going along the same path. Like, my favorite video games are the ones that you know that the designers designed it because that's the way they wanted to design the game, not because they had some corporation above their head like Microsoft breathing down their neck and telling them what to do. So a really good example of this is Bungie. Bungie is a great company. They make great games, especially starting out with Halo 1, and then they moved on to Halo 2, 3, and then ODST, and then Halo Reach. And all those games were pretty awesome, but I think like right around Halo ODST, that's when they started really selling out. ODST, that really wasn't Bungie's idea. Microsoft just said, hey, here's a storyline, here's the characters, here's the features we want in the game, you have a year, make it. Bungie really didn't have any say in it. They were signed into a contract and like, oh shit, well now we gotta make this game. And I love Bungie games and all, but I'd have to admit ODST kind of sucked. Halo Reach was a little bit better, the one that came after ODST, but at the same time I still feel like if Bungie had... Thanks, text message. I'll have to read that in a minute. So I feel like if Bungie had all the freedom that they wanted and they could do whatever they want with their game, they would have spent a little bit more time on Halo Reach and they would have really polished it up. It was a great game, but I feel like it did lack some of the creativity of a company, of like a small company that makes all of their own decisions. So it seems like more and more games nowadays are just selling out and just trying to make as much money as they can, and they're really more concerned about how much money they're making than the quality of the games that they're making. I feel like the creativity and the art and the design is just not quite there for some games, and all they want is money. Alright, so I know I'm probably going to get hate mail for saying this, but I think Modern Warfare 3 and the newest Battlefield game, those are two of the biggest sellouts lately. They were good games, but they just didn't have the creativity and all that other stuff that like actual games have, and it seems like their #1 goal was to make as much money as possible. I mean, for example, Modern Warfare 3 has a Jeep, like a Modern Warfare 3 themed Jeep car. Like an actual car you drive around on the roads. Like why would they feel the need to make that? I mean, that's just money making. That's just completely selling out. I'm sure it's a completely normal Jeep. Like, why would anybody want Modern Warfare 3 on their Jeep and have to pay a little bit more extra money for their car because it says MW3 on the side of it? So another franchise that I think has been selling out lately is the Assassin's Creed games. I loved the first Assassin's Creed. I thought it was one of the greatest games ever. It had just so much creativity and so much originality, and it just broke so many rules that video games normally follow. And you could tell, like, the designers, they made all their decisions. They did risk taking. They did everything different. They had a completely brand new parkour system. They had just so many cool things that they put in that game. But then by the time that Assassin's Creed 2 came out, you could just tell that they were just so selling out. It just turned into just another video game that was just cranked out by a large company, because like, I guess Ubisoft Montreal, once they realized that people liked the first Assassin's Creed, they poured a bunch of money into the second one, and then it just turned into another video game. Dude, what's up with the Assassin's Creed trilogy or saga anyways? It's really confusing me. So it goes Assassin's Creed 2, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, and then Assassin's Creed Revelations. What happened to just Assassin's Creed 1, 2, and 3? Like, is there going to be an Assassin's Creed 3 after Revelations? Like, is Assassin's Creed Brotherhood and Revelations just expansion packs to Assassin's Creed 2? And besides that, what's up with the fact that, like, I assumed after playing Assassin's Creed 1 and then Assassin's Creed 2, I assumed that Assassin's Creed 3 would have a new character. Kind of like how Assassin's Creed 1 you play as Altair, Assassin's Creed 2 you play as Ezio, and I assumed in Assassin's Creed 3 you would play as a third character. But in Assassin's Creed Brotherhood Brotherhood and Assassin's Creed Revelations, you're Ezio. So 3 games in a row you're playing as Ezio, and in the first game you're playing as Altair. But I don't know, I guess I'm just OCD, and it really bugs me that they didn't just simply do Assassin's Creed 1, 2, and 3. The video game industry is one of the top grossing industries as of right now. I mean, it's making more money than movies right now, which is really huge. I mean, video game industries have some extra money. Why do they really have to market like so tightly, and like, can't they just have some creativity and take a little bit longer making their games and take a few risks? Like, they don't need to just keep on pumping out game after game that's the same as the last just because they know it's going to sell, and just because they know that they can market it, and just because they know it's going to make money. I mean, you guys probably know this by now that Valve is one of my favorite game companies ever, and that's because they're as big as they've gotten, they're still an independent studio. They don't have anyone telling them what to do. It's the designers that decide what they want to put in their game. And one of my favorite things about Valve, and this is probably a thing that most people hate about Valve, but it's one of my favorite things, is they always delay their games. Like, they have a date when they say that they're going to release it, and it comes around to that day and they're like, nah, we need a little bit more time in their game. I love that. They don't put out a product until they say it's finished. So one of my favorite quotes from Gabe Newell is, "A good game can be delayed a few months. A shitty game will be shitty forever." I'm not sure if that's exactly how the quote goes, but it's something like that. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I really think that video game designers should have every say when it comes to how they make their game. I believe that they should make all the decisions, they should make all the risk taking, they should innovate the new ideas, and larger companies that aren't actually designing the games and are just interested in marketing it and making as much money as they can shouldn't have any say in how the game is made. I don't know, maybe it's just me. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. But for me, my favorite games are the ones that are made by smaller companies that work tightly together, and they innovate and they make new ideas and they're creative, and you can tell that they are taking risks and doing things that normally they wouldn't be able to do if they had a bigger company breathing down their neck and telling them what to make. Let me know what you guys think below. Until my next episode, this has been vb3 Tutorials. Keep making games.